What's up, everybody? So we got episode 15 here, and today is really just going to be what I'll call a miscellaneous update video. Bunch of little things, nothing super crazy really to talk about. I don't even know if there's going to be really any tricks or tips in this video. I'm just going to give you guys an update of what I got done in the car the last couple days. So basically what we got going on here is I got the rest of the metal removed along the sides. So now all the floor pan is officially removed except for what may get done up here by the firewall. This right here, I plan on trying to get the engine and trans kind of in place this weekend, possibly Sunday, Monday. And then really back here is just going to be cleaning up, welding some steel plates in. I'm going to weld steel plates in. I'm going to weld up all the seams. So I'll weld up all these seams, weld some steel plates in, and get ready for that number 1 bar to go in. I got the tire rack in a better position. Unfortunately, when I drew up the CAD file and took the measurements, somewhere along the line, I did 4.5 inches to ground clearance and then 9 inches to the jig, right? So there should have been 4.5 underneath that 4.5 ground clearance, and I did 3.5. So I ended up making these about 1 inch too short. And then I decided to bring the number 1 bar 1/2 inch lower. So not only were they 1 inch short, is now they're 1.5 inches short. So you can see that I got them lifted basically about as high as they'll go. And then I'll probably end up just like adding some tube diameter here to get that tire where it's happy. But one thing I did do is I got the tires in the car in an even position, and we'll see if we can get this without a glare. So I got the 2 tires hub to hub. The axle is going to need to be 40 inches. From inside the tire is 30.5. So if I do a 24-inch rear section here, that gives me roughly 3.25 inches from the side of the wheel tub to the tire, which should give me plenty of clearance. Now, realistically, that center section that's coming back here in the back of the car, the center section back here will probably be closer to like 22 inches. And then that will give me another inch on each side of width, which is kind of what I want. There's a larger 29-inch tire that I'd like this car to be able to fit. One long road, day down the road. If I ever needed to go big tire, it kind of gets into that area where they start calling it a big tire. I think it's like a 2913 or something like that. So this chassis should fit that still. It'd be really close, but I think it would still fit it. I'm just kind of trying to future-proof some things and look at things differently. So got the rest of that sheet metal cut out. I got this thing up a little bit higher. I still need to mark the center of the wheel well over here. Center of the wheel well, the center of that. Once I get that marked, I can get this thing exactly where I want it and get it tack welded in. I also played with the laser level a little bit more and looking at the chassis and stuff like that. I think I'm pretty happy with where it's at. I do think I'm still going to lift the one corner so that it's a little bit more spot on and go from there. I'm sure you guys can tell a lot of hesitation in my voice because there's just so much I'm thinking about with everything going on, and I've just been, honestly, I think I'm getting sick again. I really hope not, but I kind of feel like I'm getting there, or I'm either just exhausted from the holidays. I'm not sure. So got that stuff taken apart. That's all good. I'm going to go ahead and clean up all the stuff, wire wheel, grind down everything, and just get that nice and clean and ready to go. I also got the rest of the axle tore apart. So I got the original LSD diff and 373 gears torn out. It's sitting down there. I got the I found the ends that I'm going to buy. They're Mosier 7750s, and they have a 9-inch big bearing in them, but the bolt pattern is the same as the factory Explorer. So I'll be able to use the Explorer brake caliper brackets, rotors and calipers and pads. So basically the stock 11.2 inch rotors in the rear, I'll be able to utilize. So I'll probably get like real aggressive pads and, you know, like a drilled and slotted rotor or something like that so that it cools under hard braking. But, you know, with a parachute and the weight of this car, I think that should be okay. The front, I'll probably end up using like factory Cobra brakes. So like dual piston, you know, I think they're 12, 13 inch diameter. So they're pretty big brakes. So I should be good there. I don't think I'll have any issues. I'm just trying to budget things where I can budget. And obviously you don't want to budget on brakes too much, but I think that size of rotor should be plenty. Like these Civics, if I was to make it all-wheel drive or front-wheel drive and trap 160, they would have much smaller brakes on them, you know, with a parachute and stuff like that. So I think for this setup, it'd be fine still. I'm also going to be, so I'm going to be ordering the rear ends, the ends for the rear end and the Tin Soldier 4-link brackets. So hopefully soon we'll have some videos of me cleaning the axle and getting it cut and getting it prepped for the narrowing project. And then I'll want to get it mounted on top of this as well. So you're going to be seeing that soon. The engine's going to be getting a stand and everything soon and getting put in. The strings, I don't know if it's a type of string I used or what, but they stretched a ton. It got really loose. So we had a huge temperature change and a humidity change. And so I don't know if it pissed those strings off. So I may try and figure out some better way to get something that I can like bolt in the car that like gives me a for sure, like, okay, the laser's still good. The laser's still in the right spot, good to go. So I may just get some steel rod and do little brackets and then just have something that I can just like bloop, bolt in over there. You know, I'll have something that like slides into this hole and then bolts in over there. And then I can just like remove them, pop them out, pop them back in, make sure my laser's still in the center of the car, make sure it's still good. I'll do something similar for the heights because once I get that number 1 bar in, I want that laser to be like, you know, super consistent. It needs to be the gospel for me. So it's going to be super important that I have that. And I don't really know if that wraps up everything. I did some sweeping and vacuuming today. It was like literally an hour and a half of vacuuming metal. I try to do it like once a week, but I think I went a little bit over than a week this time, and it just got super bad and I had to take care of it. So yeah, well, short video for today, guys. I don't have much to say. Hopefully, I'll have some more to say soon. And yeah, thanks for following along on the project. Unfortunately, you know, whether it's going to be budgeting parts, you know, buying parts, or waiting on material, waiting on parts, or I need to do this before I do that. You know, some of these videos are just going to be miscellaneous update videos, but I'm going to keep dropping them. You know, even if they're short, I'm just going to keep dropping them as much as I can. I have other things to work on. Oh yeah, that's another thing, the trunk. So I'm going to cut the top of the trunk off and basically the rear of the trunk weld and mount back on. So the rear of the trunk will be like permanently mounted on, and then this will be an access panel. And I'm doing that so that like the rear wing and everything can be semi-permanent, and then I can access all my fuel stuff or anything else that I mount in the trunk. So I have little things to work on. I have projects to work on. I still got the wheel tubs I can work on. So it's just going to be a matter of me doing more and more. And then another thing, the engine that's going to be going in this car, I'll probably be doing some teardown videos and some other videos of my engine series with the engine that I'll be building for this car eventually too. So I'll be jumping around, and yeah, if you guys got any questions, hit me up, comments below, Instagram, either one's fine. You guys have a good night, and thank you for watching.